In this video, I'm going to discuss the different basic operations in Adobe Photoshop. The first basic operation that we have is opening files. As with most programs, the option to open a file can be found in the File menu. Click on File, click on Open, and here we can open an image from here. The keyboard shortcut for opening a file is Ctrl+0. Once you have selected to open a file, the Open dialog box will appear. And from here, you can navigate to your files and images. So in my case, I'm going to open this file here. Click on Open. In addition to the standard Open option in the File menu, there's also a choice to Open As. The Open As dialog box is almost identical to the Open dialog box, except that it allows you to open an image in one format and have it appear in Photoshop as a different format. So in this case, you are trying to open a specific file format in Photoshop. The third option is to use Open As Smart Object. Here, it allows non-destructive editing of your image and is useful if you are planning to make on extreme edits or multiple transformations such as scaling to your image. Smart objects usually appear in the Layers panel with the small icons in the bottom right hand corner, and if you apply a filter to them, they will display the filter below the layer. So for example, let me open this file again. Here, as you can see, an icon appeared something like this. That indicates that this layer is a smart objects. There will be an additional topic with smart objects in the later videos. There are also several other ways of getting an image into Photoshop, including by simply dragging an image onto the work area. So for example, let me try to open an image here and drag it directly to your Adobe Photoshop. There you go. Now, another basic operation here is saving your work. When you need to save your work, you will go to the File menu and choose Save or Save As. Save if the file has been saved previously. The file will be updated, and if the document has not been previously saved, you will see the same dialog box as if you had pressed Save As. Now for Saving As, this command brings up a dialog box where you can name the file, choose the properties, and choose the file format as well. Another thing that you have to learn in this topic is the different file formats. So when you click on the Format drop-down menu in the Save As dialog box, you will notice that Photoshop allows you to save your file in many different formats. In reality, you need to know a few of these formats. The number depends on the type of work you are doing. So these are the popular and useful file formats in Adobe Photoshop. Number one is what we call the PSD. PSD is the Photoshop's native file format, and if you use only Photoshop as your image editor, it's the one that will give you the most flexibility. It will retain all layers, adjustments, and effects that you have applied to your image. Next is the TIFF. TIFF stands for Tagged Image File Format, has most of the same attributes as the PSD format when open in Photoshop. This format is useful for its compatibility with almost all software that will open image data. It also allows the use of several different compression methods to reduce the size of your file. Next is what we call the JPEG, Joint Photographics Experts Group. It is a format that's mostly used for images that will be displayed on screen or the web. This file format uses lossy compression, which is to say that data is lost during the compression process, resulting in a much smaller file. Another file format here is what we call the GIF. GIF stands for Graphics Interchange Format. It is used to display in-text color mode graphics. This file format may only contain 256 colors, so it's not commonly used for photographs. However, it has several characteristics that have made it very popular in web graphics. GIF has a smaller file size. It also supports transparency, and the most popular, it supports animation. Next is what we call the PNG. PNG, like the GIF format, it's commonly used for web graphics. PNG stands for Portable Network Graphics. It is a lot more flexible in its support for 24-bit photographic images in alternative color modes than the GIF format. However, it's not widely supported in web browsers. Next is what we call PDF. Here, PDF, the Portable Document Format. It is very useful for displaying files across multiple platforms and applications. It has the benefit of supporting compression, 16-bit format, and common color modes. Another basic function here is creating a document. You can create a new document by selecting New from the File menu or by using the keyboard shortcut Ctrl-N. The new dialog box allows you to set all the parameters for your new document and has a number of presets to get you started. It is important to set up your document correctly. Now, for example, you need it to be at the correct size and resolution for its intended purpose. If you select a paper preset, it will automatically set the resolution for print. US paper letter preset has 8.5 inches and 11 inches at its wide. You can also choose many document types such as photo, web, and many more. There are other options in the new dialog box that also need to be determined. For example here, the color mode. RGB are used for web design and photography. CMYK are used for commercial print. Next is bit depth. Here, 8-bit is generally fine unless you are intending to perform some major editing or have a lot of gradients in a design, in which case it would be better to work in 16-bit mode and then convert to 8-bit once the editing process is completed. Next is the background contents. This determines the color of your background layer. Can be white and many more. Under the advanced section of the dialog box, there are two options. Color profile. Now for the color profile, you should leave the color profile set to sRGB except for those wishing to do advanced photographic work, in which case you may wish to use Adobe RGB. Pixel aspect ratio. In almost all cases, this should be set to square pixels. Rectangular pixels are only generally used to correctly display widescreen video content. When you click OK, you will have a new empty document with a single layer.